About debit and credit cards. But before we do that, let's go over our lesson over checking accounts. Refer to the checking account feature shown. Caroline uses online banking and averages 40 transactions monthly. Which bank should she go to and how much would she save in 1 month? So in Abraham Bank, if she had used Abraham Bank, they can do up to 25 monthly transactions. So she has to pay $1.25 for every extra transaction. Then it costs $12 to use the online banking. So online is $12. Extra transaction. Let's think. She does about 40 transactions monthly, but she can get up to 25 of them for free. So that means she will have to pay 15 of them out of pocket for $1.25. So $1.25 times 15 by 2 is 12, carry the 1 is 6, 5, 2, 1, it's 5, 7, 8. So she'll be spending $18.75 on these extra 15 transactions. So 15 extra. So in total, she would have spent $30.75. However, in the Rutherford Bank, she will pay $24.50 monthly for unlimited transaction, and then free online banking. So she will save money using the Rutherford Bank. Using my calculator, she will have saved $6.25 by using the Rutherford Bank. So which bank should she go to? Rutherford Bank. Why? Because she will save money. She'll save about $6.25 more. So $6.25 savings. All right, so what are debit and credit card? Separate these. Loan and non-loan. Loan means you will have to pay back. Non-loan means you have the money. So let's go through each one. If you have cash, will you have to pay back the cash? Non-loan. If you have a cashier check is just like a check. You have to buy it using you have to buy a check using the money you have in your account. Usually you use cashier check when you are buying a house or major purchase. Gift card. Is that a loan or non-loan? It's not non-loan because to get a gift card you have to get them cash to get the thing. Actually, you could use a loan for that one because you use a credit card for it. So you know what? I'm just going to put non-loan for now. Debit card, a debit card is like an ATM card. You have to put in a 4-digit PIN number. It's a non-loan. The only one in loan will be credit card. When you use a credit card, you will have to pay it back. You use it knowing that in a month time that you will have to pay back that transaction, pay back that money. And a check, you have to have that money. So these are non-loan. So all these are non-loan where you don't really have, where you need the money right away to buy it. In a loan, you have to pay back. So you're going to vote with your feet. Read each statement. Does it describe a characteristic of a debit or credit card? So a debit card is like a plastic card. It's given through your bank, and you have to enter a 4-digit PIN number, a personal identification number. And through the PIN number is take money out of your checking account. Debit. That's why you always see, like parents may go to an ATM. They may go drive up to a bank and use the ATM machine, put in a 4-digit code. They may go to a store, they put in a 4-digit code. A credit card, on the other hand, is also a small plastic card. However, in the credit card, you will have to pay it back. Like you might not have enough money to pay it right now, but using a credit card, you can buy it. You're going to be loaned by the company, getting a loan, and then at the end of the month, you can pay off the full balance or pay partial balance. But it's like money that's given to you, but you will have to pay it back. However, they do charge a high interest rate. I mean, if you borrow the money, you have to pay extra money just for the privilege of borrowing that money. So money is withdrawn directly from a checking or saving account. That is a debit card. because that's something you have to have. A debit card is money you have to have. Each purchase is a loan that is repaid later. That's a credit card. And a credit card, you have to pay back it. Consumer can purchase item now and pay for them later. Credit card. Use a credit card because you don't have enough money to pay for it. Or you, just like me, you do have the money, but you just want the extra points. So you can get like free airline miles with United. D, hefty fees may be charged if you spend more than what you have in your account. That's a debit card. So if you spend too much money in your checking account, more money than you have to pay a overdraft fee. Convenient to use. Actually, that's both. I like using both of them, my credit card and my debit card, because it's easy to use. A PIN is required to make a purchase. That is a debit card. And a debit card, ATM card, a debit is like an ATM card. It is something you got to put in a 4-digit code. Interest may be charged, but can be avoided by paying the entire balance each month. That's a credit card. And a credit card, if you don't pay it back right away, you will have to pay interest. If the card is lost or stolen, you report it immediately. Both of them. Eric purchased a movie ticket with his card. This money will come straight out of his checking card. So is he borrowing money? No. He's using his ATM debit card. Rosa's gas pump went out as she was driving her car to work. Since she did not have enough money to cover the cost to replace the pump, she used a credit card, because she doesn't have enough money, so she had to borrow the money. Mrs. Brady took her family out to eat. She handed the waitress a card to purchase the meal. This card charge appeared on a bill that she paid 3 weeks later, so she is getting a loan. So it's a credit card. To avoid carrying cash, Ned pays for his lunch using this card. Each time he uses this card, his checking account decreases. Debit card. ATM. Debit card. Enrique needs to buy a book for his college math class that costs $140. Currently, he has $162.05 in his checking account. Should he use a credit card or debit card? I'm going to give this to both. It actually depends, because if he spends this, he'll only have $22.05 in his checking account. What if he had to buy like more food or buy more extra stuff? He's not going to have enough money, so he might have to borrow a loan. But then you say, but you know what? He does have enough money, so I will give it to both. In this one, debit card or credit card. Interest is charged if balance is not paid each month. You're borrowing money, so let me write this down. ATM, debit card. A credit card is like a loan. You're borrowing money. Consumers can purchase items now and pay for them later. That is a credit card. Small, hard plastic card. They're both a card. A PIN is required. That's a debit card, ATM debit card. Every purchase is a loan that is repaid later. That is a credit card. Fees may be charged. Actually, that can be both. Depends, because ATM, if you spend way too much money, or if you use a ATM that's not part of your bank, you will have to pay a fee. But then a credit card, you're paying interest, so that's another fee. If you spend more than the balance in your account, you will pay a hefty fee. That is definitely a debit card. So you don't have enough money. Actually, if you spend more than the balance in your account, you spend more money than you have. If a card is lost or stolen, report it immediately. Definitely both. Cards can be used to purchase goods or services. That's both. Money is withdrawn directly from the checking account, or it's just ATM debit cards. You are going to vote. Oh, that's it. So, in the next activity is you are giving a balance sheet, a transaction sheet. Can you fill in the information using these 11 information? You may use a calculator. So read each transaction description below. Use information to complete Rhonda's check register for the month of February. Rhonda's bank assesses an overdraft fee of $30 for each transaction that results in a negative balance. So if she doesn't have enough money, the bank will cover it, but they will charge you a $30 fee. Rhonda is charged an ATM fee of $2 if she uses a non-SBA ATM for cash withdrawal. I mean, if she uses a ATM machine that does not belong to her bank, she will pay extra fee. So many extra fees in life. So number one, use this debit card to purchase a formal gown at Francisca formal fashion for $162.38 on February 2. So on February 2, she bought a gown. She spent $162.38. She had $227.72 minus $162.38. Now she only has $65.34. On February 5th, she got a paycheck for $152.25. $152.25 paid. So that is a deposit. So $65.34. That's what your balance is. She gets paid $152.25. Now she has $217.59. All right, number 3, she writes a check for on February 9th. She writes a check 104. She checked for 104 for $50 to her mom. $50 to her mom. So he writes a check, so she's going to lose money. That's a debit. For cell phone payment. So she had $217.59 minus $50. Now she only has $167.59. All right, number 4. She uses her debit card to pay for electronic music download on iTunes for $10.81 on February 10. On February 10, she goes to iTunes and she spends $10.81. I believe that is correct. So minus $10.81. Now she only has $156.78. Next one, she got a paycheck of $60.90 on February 12th. On February 12th, she gets paid. I cannot remember how much amount. It's $60.90 plus $60.90. Now she has $217.68. So next one, she writes a check for number 105 for $45 for car insurance for February 15. Oops. On February 15, she writes a check 105. Check 105 for $45 for car payment. So minus 45. Now she only has $172.68. Now she uses an SBA ATM machine to withdraw $100 cash for a weekend trip on February 17. So February 17, she uses an ATM for $100. Now she only has $72.68. So she has $72.68. All right. She writes check 106 on February 17. She writes a check. February 17. She writes a check 106 for $75.76. $75.76. But as you can tell, she does not have enough money. So she will pay a $30 transaction fee. She'll pay a $30 fee because she does not have enough money. It's called overdraft fee. But the bank will pay for it, but then you will pay. So 72.68 minus 75.76 minus $30. Now she has about negative 33.08. That's not good. Next one. She shouldn't have bought it. That's what you get for spending too much money. On February 19th, she gets paid. On February 19th, she gets paid. She needs to talk to Dave Ramsey. $121.80. She got paid $121.80. So plus $121.80. Now she has $88.72. Now she's in the black. She has money. Yay! And then on she transferred $32.46 to her dad's account for oil change on February 22. So February 22, she gives money to her dad, get oil change, and that will cost her $32.46 minus $32.46. So $56.26. Now she only has $56. Spent too much money. Now she uses her debit card to buy lunch at Chicken Shack for $7.87 on February 23rd. On February 23rd, she goes to Chicken, and then she spends $7.68, I believe. Nope, $7.87 minus 787, and now $48.39. That is her final balance. So she did end up with money, but as you can tell, she started with $227 in the beginning of the month, and 72 cents. Now she's only ending up with $48.39. So she is spending way more money than she should have. She really needs to start saving money for her future. So and this is the thing. I personally myself, I never ever do this. I use online banking. A lot of your parents use online banking, where all of this is done for you. However, some people do actually get their checkbook and they actually write out every time they spend money, every time they gain money, they write out. But a lot of people, different generation uses online banking because everything is instantaneous. As soon as you spend something, it automatically calculates it and tells you what day, where you spend it at, and how much you spend or how much you get paid. So in this one, it's all about. So today we talk about debit card and credit card. A debit card is like an ATM debit card where you're taking money out of your checking account. You have to enter a 4-digit code. When you use a credit card, you are actually borrowing money from a company to pay stuff. You will have to pay it back at the end of the month. If you do not pay it back, you will be charged interest, extra money, for the privilege of borrowing, taking your money and borrowing from them.